Okay, guys and girls, welcome back to FTRL for the 12th season. We are here tonight for what is now going to be called Division 2, back rather than all that F2 rubbish. So, yeah, round 1 tonight. We're starting off at Canada. We've got plenty of stuff to go through. Quite a familiar looking grid. Some people might have dropped down, some couple of newbies may be in there as well. So we're going to go through all of the action, and the turnout is absolutely fantastic once again. So we'll spot out City Posh in the chat. Joining me for the first time this season, I'm very excited to be commentating alongside him, is the lovely man from Belgium, Mr. Rom. Good evening, mate.
Good evening, mate. How are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm fine.
Perfect. Right, well, we've had one race last night in what is now Division 1. We've got one race tonight. We had 20 people racing last night and 19 racing tonight. So in terms of a turnout, it's pretty nice, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, pretty nice. Last night was actually my first race when we had a full body, so it's pretty great.
Yeah, I mean, I did think, obviously we made a lot of changes, obviously as you know with you being an admin now, but we made a lot of changes to the structure of the league and everything for this season, but I firmly believe that, I don't know, maybe 95% of the people we're going to see pretty much every single week. So it's yeah, other than obviously incidents which you can't control, I think we're going to see pretty high amount of people in the lobbies every single week, which is great. So,
Yeah, well,
go on.
by reducing the divisions, I think like only I feel this season is going to be better choice for both divisions because drivers are so well matched up in the two divisions. It's close racing.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, we let people choose their teammates this season as well, which is great. So we're going to see a lot of people on teams together that are going to be quite pleased to be teaming up with good friends and whatnot. Plenty of teams and stuff to go through, but obviously we had the race last night at Canada. Quite a tricky track to start a season. How do you think about opening a season at Canada? Do you think it's a nice track to start with, or quite tricky for people?
It's like you said, it's a fun track. It's a lot of corners.
Yeah.
Where you can have easily penalties at, and like it seemed yesterday, things didn't turn out great for both of us. So yeah, it's a tricky race, but it's a fun one.
Cool. I've just had a message from Begani. I know you turned it down, but can you turn your mic volume back up? Sorry, it was yeah, I don't know why it was so loud, but it's all good, man. It happens.
Should be better now.
That should be good. If you, whoever's in there, just let us know. I'm just sorting out my audio settings because for some reason, yeah, that seems a bit better. Yeah, for some reason it was blowing my ears off. Yeah, good first lap from Jamie, 109.5. Let's get the tyres up. I'm going to keep an eye on the stream chat as well. Pagani says perfect sound volume now, Rom, so that's all good. So, okay, teams. In the Mercedes, we have two admins. We've got FTRL Blue Flag and FTRL Switchback. Now, I would probably say that these two gentlemen will probably be an early season favourite for the Constructors title. Now, they've got the likes of the Ferraris, which we'll come to in a minute, who look pretty strong as well. But obviously, you know Simon and Zach pretty well, Rom. How do you think those two are going to get on this season in the Mercedes?
Well, they're both very much fun to race with. They keep it clean and very consistent. So I think they will do well this season. One of the top favourites, I guess.
Definitely. I mean, I think either of them as well could win this championship. There's a few people in there. I'm probably going to say there's about 5 or 6. Well, to be fair, there's probably quite a few people that can win it, but we'll go through it a little bit later who I think may win the championship on their own. But two of the Mercedes drivers, if they can both keep it consistent, I think either of them can win it. The biggest problem that Simon has got, or Blue Flag as we know him, is basically himself. I think sometimes he puts a little bit too much pressure on himself, and sometimes that's to his own downfall. But yes, the Ferrari boys. So we have got Zombie, who's come down from F2. Well, I suppose stayed in what is Division 2 now. And we've got Ross, who was in F1 last season. So he's another one. Well, I'm expecting these two guys to have a very good season teaming up as well. So do you know much about these two? I don't know if you shared much track time with either of those guys.
I didn't share much time with Ross, so it's difficult to tell something about him. But I did a couple of races with Zombie, and yeah, he's a good racer, but he just needs to find his consistency and practicing on that, and then he will do so much better.
Absolutely. Well, moving on to Red Bull, we have got Sam T, who was previously known as Norwich City last season, for those that are watching. It's not Sam Saunders, he has left us. So there shouldn't be anybody dominating these races now, which will be fantastic. So I'm expecting Sam to have a good season. He was, a lot of the time, he was kind of best of the rest in terms of being behind the likes of Sam Saunders, etc. So I imagine he will be one to keep a very close eye on this season. So best of luck to him, and he's teaming up with Mikey, who was in F2 last season. He was completely new to league racing and whatnot. He kind of found his feet towards the end of the season. You probably came across him at some point, Rom, sorry.
Yeah.
You probably come across Mikey. An amazing bloke. I love him to pieces. I think he's brilliant. And I really do hope he has a good season. He needs to find a little bit of confidence and consistency, and I genuinely wish him the best of luck. So, but yeah, what do you know about these two, mate?
Well, just like I said, like Mikey is a wonderful person, and throughout this last season, I really saw some progress in his racing. He was getting more confident every race, and you saw that he was getting quicker and quicker. Well, Norwich, I watched a couple of races, and he seemed very good. He's a proper driver for Division 2, and yeah, I think he's gonna be at least top 3 this season if he keeps it consistent.
Oh, okay. Big call. I've just seen as well, Goy Carver's picked up a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Zombie. So I'm not too sure what's happened there, but Goy Carp already keeping up to the name. But right, moving down, we have got the Renaults. We'll go to the Renaults next. We have got Mr. Lee Cole, who we all know very well, and AN18. He's called AJ basically, so it's easier to refer to him there. So AN18, NIN18 that you can all see on your screen with the yellow block next to him. We're going to call him AJ. Again, these two are actually in a band together. They are best mates in real life. They're going to be pushing each other all the way. Obviously, we know a little bit about AJ. He came into FTRL. I think he's been here a couple of seasons now. Joined not too long after Lee. So he was in F3 last season, so he's going to be mixing up the calibre of driver. Found himself getting a couple of good results. I believe he might have sneaked a podium or a P4 right at the end of the season. So he's definitely got a bit of pace in there. Lee obviously moved up to F2 and found it a little bit difficult. I mean, he's predominantly based on Gran Turismo and whatnot, is Lee, but he's certainly made quite a quick transition to Formula 1. So I hope he has a good season, and he does deserve a little shout out actually, because in my absence of running the league for such a long time, Lee's kind of taken the F1 side of FTRL on himself, and he's done an absolutely incredible job. So if there's anybody that wants Lee to have a good season, it's me. Let's just hope he can keep his wings on his car this season, because he's very, very good at losing them. So well, what we'll do, Ron, is we'll skip through a couple. I'll probably jump in and ask you about a couple of them, because we've only got 7 minutes left of qualifying, and we've not really spoke about the qualifying. So we'll kind of go. Yeah, so FTRL Switchback at the moment is on pole with a 109.4. Jamie, I imagine, will want to go quicker than that. I think anything in the high 108s will be pole position tonight. But moving on to the McLarens, we've got FTRL Donzo and we've got FTRL TRS. Again, these two very good friends. Donzo is one that I believe will have some very good results this season. Typically, he's always been floating around the bottom end of the points in F2, in the middle division. So it's just going to be a case of seeing whether he can transition to maybe being one of the front runners in what is now Division 2. So let's wait and see how he gets on. But I mean, Rom, just quickly, you know Donzo, you must have seen him on track a little bit. You expecting some good results for him this season?
Yeah, well, obviously he's my teammate on GT Sports, so
he is, yes.
Always a big up to that, so no. But yeah, he's a good racer, but I think the biggest mistake he makes is his impatience. He tends to go for every opportunity that he sees, and that sometimes ends up fatal.
Kind of biting him on the arse a little bit, yeah. Yeah, well, let's hope he has a good season. I mean, I really want Donzo to do well. Moving on, we've got the racing points, and that is occupied by Goy Karp and the only retired gentleman on track at the moment, Agent Panda. Both picked up their first podiums in FTRL last season. Goy's obviously at Russia, and Agent Panda's at Singapore. So these guys, you cannot question their commitment. They are absolute gems to have in the league, and I'm so pleased they're teaming up again. Let's hope that this battle is going to recommence between these two, because it should be quite a good laugh. Let's move on to the Haas cars. I believe the only... Oh yeah, we've got Jamie, who's a former F3 champion, so I'm expecting him to be a front runner this season, and BLT, who has been in the McLaren for the last couple of seasons, the Swede. So going to keep a close eye on them too. Jamie's one of the people I'm going to tip to potentially win this championship, providing he can keep it consistent. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He's got a lot of league racing experience. Lovely guy as well. Wish him the best of luck. And then moving on to the last couple of teams, we have got in the Alfa Romeo, we have got FTRL Jesper. Again, he's been in FTRL for a very long time, and his teammate Big Peach is unfortunately not here tonight. Jesper's another one. If he finds his pace and he keeps the consistency, he genuinely is probably one of the quickest drivers in this division. So he does have a shout, he just needs to keep it together. Then the last couple of teams, I don't think I've missed anybody out, but the last couple of teams, we've got the Toro Rosso of Max Def and I can't find the other one, Unsafe Release. Unsafe Release, I'm probably going to say at this early stage is probably my favourite to win this division. I genuinely think he will do it. Although he's qualifying is not particularly great at this race, he is fast, and I know he's fast. So yeah, let's hope he has a good one. Max as well, he's a fellow Belgian supporting you, so I'm sure you're going to want to say a few words about him maybe.
Well, yeah, I have some fun lobbies with Max. He's a fun guy. Just started playing F1, so he told me he's only playing it for 4 months, so I think he's already doing great for playing on control and only playing it for 4 months.
Yep.
Doing great results.
Cool.
So if he's get better and better for him.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the final team is occupied of one of the admins, which is Zom. Now, Zom's currently sitting in P5. He plays himself down quite a lot, Zom, as if he's not particularly fast, but I mean he's mixing it in with some of the bigger lads at the moment, so let's hope Zom can have a good season. It's always been a case of consistency for him, as it is for a lot of these guys. I feel like we're going to see a lot of really good battles this season, but I also feel like we're going to see a lot of mistakes. Not just Zom, obviously, I'm talking about the whole grid, which is what's going to make this so intriguing. And then finally, last but definitely not least, is FTRL Junkie Sport. He is one of the most incredible people you'll ever meet in your life. I know him obviously personally very, very well. He's just celebrated a big birthday as well. Treated himself to God knows how much money's worth of racing sims and seats. His setup looks absolutely amazing, and I'm very, very jealous of him. He's very, very annoyed to be in the Williams, and I'm going to give him a lot of stick this season for being in the Williams. My granddad's in the stream chat saying is Junkie Sport still allowed to drive at this age, so he's already going to be getting quite a bit of stick from people, but nevertheless, I know he's got a few people watching tonight, so thank you very much for tuning in, and we will look forward to seeing how he gets on. So I don't expect to see fireworks from Junkie Sport straight away. Obviously it takes a lot of time to get used to a completely new setup and whatnot, but he's sitting down in P15. Let's hope he can bring the car home tonight. That'll be a good first step for him. So that is all of the teams. We've got 1.5 minutes left of qualifying, so that'll be the introduction done for the season. Rom, who do you think's looking good for pole at the moment, mate? Who do you think's going to get it?
If Jamie can put on a good lap, I think he might get pole. 109 is good time, but it's a time that is pretty beatable. So I guess he can beat that. He's fast enough for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was on a flying lap then, but I think he got blocked. So let's wait and see how he gets on. I mean, Donzo could do it. I mean, I'd love to see Donzo and pole. I mean, well, he's not going to do it actually because he's in the pits. Switchback coming around to start flying lap. A lot of pressure on him here because he's definitely one to watch. So I think we might go on board with him as he's just come around to start his flying lap. So through turns 1 and 2, runs very wide through turn 2. He's going to have lost a couple of attempts there. Heading down towards the very tricky turn 3, 4. Very easy to invalidate or cut this corner, but he seems to do that quite nicely, watching the wall on the outside. Heading down to complete the first sector. Is he up? He's down by nearly 2 seconds. So let's move on from Zach. Okay, Jamie's on a flying lap. He's got a Toro Rosso in front of him. Let's hope it doesn't jeopardise him too much. Do you want to talk us through the second part of this lap, Rom? Anything that you sort of look out for and stuff?
Well, this is my most difficult corner, I would say. That's corner where I'm lost. It's just you need to get in the corner just at the right place, and if you get that place, then you gain a lot of time. But if you get off the apex, then you lose like easily 2/10. So that's a pretty important corner. The hairpin is a difficult one as well. Here at the backstage, you will enjoy slipstream with Toro Rosso. Now, the Walls Champions, really dangerous one. It's a corner where most players are afraid of, I guess. You just tend to brake too much, and then you lose speed in the last straight.
Yeah, you definitely do. I mean, I've just noticed Goy Karp is actually second. Now he's got that 5-place grid penalty, which is awful for him. But I can't believe that we've just missed out on a Goy front row with a 5-second. He's literally a tenth off a pole. That's a good lap from Ross. I thought pole would be quicker. I must admit, I thought we'd see a quicker pole time than what we've just seen. But nevertheless, the final classifications are as follows. So we've got Ross taking a pole position. I think that might be a little bit of a theme for the season. Goy Karp, who's provisionally starting second, but he has got that 5-place grid penalty, so we count Goy as P2 for now. But we've got Switchback and Donzo on the second row together, so that's certainly going to be one to watch towards the start. Then we've got Jamie and Lee Cole starting up in 6th, 5th and 6th respectively on the third row. And you've got Zom and Blue Flag in 7th and 8th, and we will just see the remaining drivers once this screen decides to disappear. So Sam T starting in P9 and Zombie in P10. I think those two will be disappointed with that. Then you've got Mikey BLT starting 11th, so free choice of tyres for him. Mikey in P12. Then you've got Jesper and Unsafe Release on the 7th row together. I thought those two would be right up there. TRS and Junkie Sport on the 8th row. Then you've got Max and AJ on the back row. With Agent Panda the only person to not set a time. So 10 seconds to go. I wonder if we're going to see some wet weather. Goy Karp's going to be gutted about this penalty that he's got. But nevertheless, if he's had this pace in qualifying, then you never know what can happen during the race. So preparing for lights out. Ron, what do you think is going to happen tonight, mate?
Well, I would put Ross on the win.
Okay.
And Jamie, he do probably, if he has a good race, and third. I may go for Goy. Third.
For Goy, okay.
If he doesn't bottle it, why not?
Okay. Let's wait and see. Everyone else in the stream chat, please let us know who you think the results are going to be. My granddad is going for a Blue Flag to win, Jamie second and Zom third. Okay, interesting. I think Ross is going to win, I must admit. I think Switchback is going to be second, and I think Donzo is going to be third. So I think it's going to stay the exact same as it is. Peterman saying Donzo to win it. But right, formation lap. Do you want to take us through the formation lap, Rom? Anything you want to point out about the track or anything like that, mate?
Oh, well, yeah, let's go. Yeah, the first sector is pretty easy, I guess. This is the most. There's is it turn 3, I guess? Yeah, that's the most dangerous for penalties, I believe. Because you tend to cut the corner. Here's the difficult part where if you get too soon on the throttle, yeah, you just spin out, and that's happened yesterday to me. So it's quite a shame. Like I told already in qualifying, difficult chicane as well. You just need to get right on that apex and get a good exit. And here the hairpin. Also a point where you can lose easily 1 or 2 tenths just by losing your back rears. Yeah, then back straight to the Wall of Champions, the feared Wall of Champions. I hope we don't see too much DNFs because of the Wall of Champions tonight.
Well, I think we might see a little bit tonight. See all of the guys frantically warming up their tyres now, but I must admit there's certainly some people that I didn't expect to be in certain positions tonight, and that's of no disrespect to any of those people, but for me it feels like a bit of a jumbled up grid. I definitely expected Blue Flag to be higher than he is. Now, I know that Canada isn't always the best qualifying for some people because I think you're more worried about invalidating a lap as to how fast you're going, so there's a lot of things to take into effect.
Yeah, but like qualifying was like from P1 to 10 there was only 1 second difference, so that's already a quick, a lot closer than last season. So that
exactly right. Okay, well we're getting ready for lights out at Canada, so we are 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights at Canada for the first race of the season of season 12. And it's lights out, away we go. Looks like Ross has had a pretty good start. Keep saying it's you, and you two muddled up. Switchback keeps it in P2. Jamie around the outside of Donzo into turn 1. Nicely done. Fairly clean start from what I've seen. TRS has had a moment, I think.
Rebel off.
Oh, there's some wing flying about.
Sam went off.
Sam's gone. A little bits of wing missing, as to be expected at the start here. Goikarp's lost a couple. I think he's lost a bit of wing as well. Yes, he has.
Yeah, but it was a pretty clean start.
Not too bad. AJ's up 7 positions already. Lee Cole's up. BLT and Junkie Sport, I think, have had a coming together possibly.
Yeah, but a great start for AJ.
Yeah, can I see a dive? Oh, bit of a dive. Unsafe release and go it.
Lost to them plates. That's gonna as well.
Nevertheless, been a good start from Ross. Good start from Switchback and Jamie as well. Donzo got a bit of a gap to Lee, about a second already. So, yeah, I must admit I'm expecting Ross to run away with this a little bit now.
Yeah, Jamie and Switchback can't battle too much, otherwise they will lose too much time on Ross. So
exactly. Well, we've had
to work together.
Absolutely, we've had BLT, Junkie Sport, Sam, and Zombie all in the pits for fresh wings. It's going to force them into a 2-stop if I wasn't going to do that already, but changes up the strategy. But it's an intriguing battle for second at the moment. I know a lot of the guys are grouped up, but let's wait and see what happens. Jamie's he knows how to race, does Jamie?
Yeah, well, like last battle I had with him in Canada was in the first season, I guess. Yeah, it was pretty close on pace. I was following him to the last corner. He got past him on penalties then, so he knows the track well. He knows what to do.
Absolutely. Yeah, Jamie's just cut the final chicane. I think we're going to see a lot of penalties today. Anybody that can keep it clean. Well, I've just noticed as well, Jamie and Switchback going into turn 1 side by side. A little bit of wheel banging. Switchback is off. Jamie's forced to move a little bit there, DRS, but that's now going to enable Ross to pull away. And then he's out of DRS range already, so Ross is looking very, very convincing at the moment. Oh, blue flag's off. Oh, he spun. There goes his wing. Oh, he's having to wait for everybody before he can swing it round. Oh no!
So much time.
I think he was going side by side with Lee in into turn 3, and he ended up running over the grass, and he just lost it on traction as he rejoined the track.
I think maybe AJ hit him because he's losing them plate and TRS as well. Maybe.
Yeah, quite possibly. Let's go down to these guys. AJ on the back of TRS.
Koi also missing a plate.
Yeah. Going to stay on board with Agent Panda at the moment, as you see AJ. Cool, Agent Panda's got a lot of straight line speed. He's going to have the move done before the final chicane, is he? Yes, he is. Nice move from Agent Panda. Keeps that controlled. Mikey's in the pits. Unsafe release is up 7 places already. And blue flag gets a 5-second stop go penalty or 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. Not been a good start for him. Switchback has caught straight back up to Jamie though, it must be said. They need to work together and stay in the slipstream, don't they? And Donzo is now in DRS range as well, so he's sort of lurking back waiting to strike. Probably not the worst move from Donzo in fairness.
What must be said as well is that Lee has his whole front wing.
He does. Well, now you've said it now, haven't you, Rom? You've said it now. That means that's going to go. Oh, Zom's run wide into the hairpin. That's going to allow Lee, who's got a bit of a train of cars behind him. Nexus Cat's going to go play F1 2016. Have a good one. See you later, buddy. Thank you for tuning in. Pagani's in saying Junkie Sport to win on his 70th birthday. Oh, Lee's backed off there quite a bit. Unsafe release has run through, but he's had a shocking run. Now they're going to go 3 wide into turn 1 if Goy pulls out as well. Lee Cole's got the inside line. Goy lifts off. Yeah, just that front wing is causing Goy a little bit of problems. He seems like he's got some paces, Goy.
Yeah, yes.
Especially if a missing front wing. Oh, saying that, he's just run straight off.
I find it strange that Jamie already pitted after 5 laps. He didn't have any damage. So
I didn't even notice that.
yeah,
Maybe he's going for.
Normally you should go with the softs to lap 7 or 8.
Oh, something's happened to Zom. I've missed it. I was on board with unsafe release at the time. Yeah, Zom. Oh god, he's missed it. He's got a completely red left side of his wing.
I think he got a swing from that chicane.
Yeah, probably did. I mean, he probably needs to come in now and just do a double medium run. 15 laps on each, he'll be able to do that. Oh, he's forced. Him and Jamie were going side by side down the straight. Zom definitely needs to pit now. Yeah, he does. Sensible stuff. Goy Carp's in as well. A lot of action going on. Lee Cole,
Yeah. Yes.
at the moment, half a second behind unsafe release. Doesn't look like to be any rain today, Rom.
No, don't think so.
Lovely dry weather.
Yeah, I think that was my biggest fear yesterday. I was feeling confident on the dry track, but it was going to rain, like you saw.
Yeah, it was a crazy start, wasn't it? Well, Lee seems to be struggling a little bit on his tyres. I don't know whether he's overheated them. Maybe don't tend to do that at Canada. Looks a little bit unsteady on those tyres. Jesper is, hang on, he's on the medium tyres, as is TRS. So they're all in very good positions here.
wonder if he's gonna go for the 1 stop or 2 stop, because 1 stop is a little slower, I guess.
Oh, Christ, Jesper, that was close. Sorry, Ron.
No problem. Right, I think the 1 stop is a little slower than the 2 stop.
Yeah, I don't think there's too much in it though, but I think it's just the more feel of the tyres, isn't it? The feel of the car. Jesper's getting very close to Lee under braking here, and he's locking up quite a lot. It wouldn't surprise me if we see a mistake, and there it is. And there goes half of his end plate. There we go. Straight into the wall. But we could see Lee maybe have a look at unsafe release.
Yeah, if he pits now, he can maybe get the undercut. Ross having 3-second penalty. He's going into the pits now. Oh no, this is...
Yeah. Unsafe release, gets himself a 5-second penalty. It's quite easy to do it at this track. I mean, you have to be confident to try and do it from full speed to 50 miles an hour or whatever it is. Some people tend to do it a little bit more gradual just to make sure they don't pick up that penalty.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, Jamie, Agent Panda, Switchback, forming up a little train. Now, Switchback will be hoping that Agent Panda can hold him for as long as possible, which I don't think is going to happen here. No, it's not. Jamie seems quite aggressive tonight, it must be said. I think he's going out of a point to prove. Who do I contact to join the league? Tribe Racing? Nobody, I'm afraid, mate. Certainly not. Right, moving back on. Zom is the closest battle on track is Zom, who's closing down Zombie. Both quite hesitant going into that little sweeping chicane. Zom might have the run on him here. Lee Cole's diving to the pits, as has Ross. So Donzo's inherited the race lead as it currently stands.
You see, the undercut is very powerful in this lap.
Yeah, very much so. Well, Goykarp sitting fastest lap at the minute. He's in P7. He's going to have to pit again, but he seems to... I think he's got some good pace, Goy. He must have been putting in a little bit of practice. And it's good to see Zom and Zombie going side by side into turn 1. Zom gets the move done. Very nicely done. Now Lee Cole and Goy. Oh, they're scrapping at the moment. Lee's going to take a little brave to have a look into here. Oh, he's just lifted out. What do you mean is the league full? Yes, the league is full, but Tribe, he was also in GT Sport and was a monumental pain in the arse. So, for somebody that runs a league, you are 100% not joining us. Thank you very much. Anyway, back to the race. Lee's on the back of Goy. DRS is open.
Oh. Just lost it. He must be struggling with that end play.
Yeah, he's having a tough time. He's lost his end plate.
Well, we have a nice two-way battle at the front.
Yeah, AJ's in the pits as well. A couple of people on the hard tyres that are going for the 1 stop. That might possibly damage them towards the end. Switchback has really pulled away at the moment. He's something must have happened with Jamie, because, and I mean, I know he's on the hard tyre.
Yeah, well, I think he's going to lose a lot of time.
Yeah. I mean, to me, Ross has lost a bit of time as well, actually.
Yeah, how many seconds was he at? Like 1.5, 2 seconds?
Yeah, he had just over a 2-second gap. Oh, sector 2, yellow flag. Is it Jesper again? It is. He's having a rough time of it tonight, is Jesper. Let's hope he carries on. Yes, he does. Good lad. A lot of action to focus on here.
Yeah, it's difficult.
It's,
Unsafe is getting removed on final shipping.
yeah,
It's done.
gets past Mikey, nicely done. Oh, did Mikey just scrape that wall then? Has he lost any wing or is he alright?
I think it was just...
Yeah, he's okay. BLT's close on Junkie Sport into the final chicane, decides against it. Pagani saying great job on comms, thank you very much mate. Hope you're enjoying it. It's quite difficult tonight, I've not done this for a while, so it's a bit, it's trying to remember how everything's going.
Well, try to put yourself in my place.
Yeah, you're doing a good job man, it's fun. We're having a good time.
Yeah.
The thing is, well, the league's now private, so it doesn't really matter what happens. So the one race was hit off and top of... Oh, Tribe, just fuck off. Not in the mood for you right now. Fuck off, annoying little shit. There we go, removed. Thank you. Yeah, for those that are wondering what's going on, FTRL is now a private league, so we have kind of kept the people. I mean, we've lost a whole division's worth of people, not through them leaving, but for out of choice for us. Really, we wanted to just have a bit more relaxed, chilled vibe with no children, no annoying little cretins in it. So we're yeah, it's going to be a lot more light-hearted, a lot more bantery and whatnot. So expect these streams to be a little bit more, yeah, a little bit more fun rather than it being particularly over the top professional all the time. So we will be swearing and whatnot. So it's all fun and games. Right, Goykarp is in the pit. Oh, who's that? Is that Jesper? Yeah, Jesper's having a nightmare. I mean, credit to him, he's still going at the moment. Onto the podium, says it how it is. Top man.
In the meantime, Donzo passed Jamie, so Jamie is losing a lot of time. I hope for him that he goes the last laps softs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Donzo's gone softs again, so he's definitely going to go soft, and then medium. So this is a crucial stint for him now, wouldn't you agree?
Well, yeah, he needs to last it for long. His softs, like, they last 7-8 laps, so that's still 20 laps on a medium. So I don't know. I don't know if that could work out. So.
Oh, just was retired. Yeah.
Really.
Well, you've got a nice little battle at the back between Junkie Sport and BLT. Yeah. They've been scrapping for a little while. It's currently the closest battle on track. BLT pulls out into the final chicane. Junkie Sport turns in. Yeah, it sensibly lifts off. Good move. Very good move. AJ's getting close to Zombie. Well, at the moment, the net podium is Switchback, Ross, and probably... I mean, at this stage, probably Jamie, but I imagine that Donzo will find quite a lot of time. So, Donzo versus Jamie towards the end could be one to watch. I've definitely seen Jamie get a penalty. I don't know about Donzo. Have you seen anything from Donzo?
Huh?
Have you seen any penalties from Donzo or anything?
I guess one.
Right.
Not sure, but I guess one.
I know Jamie's got one, at least. Oh, AJ, big lunge into the hairpin. Giving Zombie a bit of a bump. I don't know whether that was a bit of wing loss from Zombie. I think that his front left, yeah, I believe so. Oh. Who's got the better straight line speed? AJ takes it.
Goes in.
At the moment, Switchback is holding his nerve.
Yeah, Ross doesn't seem to close that much. I would have guessed he was marginally quicker than Switchback, but Switchback is really crazy.
Yeah, well, I'm just looking who's left to stop. So TRS is the only person that hasn't stopped, currently in P3. In terms of the highest movers in the race, TRS is up 12, obviously yet to pit. Agent Panda is up 10 places at the moment, currently in P9. He's already made a stop as well. So, good position from Agent Panda. Max and AJ are both up 6. Unsafe release up 7. Mikey's up 4. In terms of the in terms of the biggest losers in terms of positions is Goy Karp has lost 9, and then Zombie and Zom have both lost 7. So a lot of things to look out for in this race. TRS has pitted, and where's he going to come out? Has he come out ahead of Agent Panda? I believe he has, yeah.
Yeah, just 2 second gaps. Should be fine.
Now, Ross has pulled the trigger.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's really close now.
Let's have a look. Let's go on board with Ross as they come down the main back straight. DRS is going to be open. He's definitely going to have him here. Spec's back holds the inside line, but I don't think he's going to be able to do much. No, he's just going to tuck in behind. Sensible. Maybe wait for Ross to maybe make a mistake and just sit in his DRS, save some fuel, save some battery. So, a question for you then, Rom. If you're in a battle sort of maybe towards the front of a race, do you like to be the car in front or the car just behind?
Well, it depends on the track. But like, if it would be here, I would be the car. I would rather be the car in the back, because you can save a lot of ERS and fuel, which distract drains ERS.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can just hold on in the back and save a lot of ERS and then go on the last laps hard mode, and then yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I may be the other way. I mean, Canada's my favourite track, as everybody knows. So I don't know whether it's just confidence that I feel like I could maybe hold position, but it's, I don't know. I just find with some of the braking zones and whatnot, if you're trading a car and maybe sometimes people brake a lot sooner than you think, it's so easy to break a wing around here or something.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I'd maybe prefer to be ahead. I don't know. It's difficult. A lot of people think very differently in terms of those sorts of things, really. TRS and Mikey are going at it at the moment. I think Mikey's going to have to probably pit again, because I can't see him taking those tyres 30 laps. I mean, he might do, but
yeah, if he just can hold on to 20 laps, I think it will be great.
Yeah. Well,
that's around the time that the other guys will stop as well, so I think that's the second stop. So.
Well, the closest battle was the one for the lead. Oh, Goy's gone.
Oh no!
Oh dear!
It's such a good race.
Or is it Wall of Champions? Has it claimed Goy?
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it, because of when Zombie overtook him, it was just out of the Wall of Champions.
Chunky Sport better than NXT. That was still going on between those two. Really is close to Jamie.
Yeah, he's getting there, isn't he? Jamie has pitted. So mediums, that'll be 17 laps. Interesting call from Jamie.
Yeah.
Very, very strange strategy. That's potentially lost him a podium. I mean, Switchback has pitted as well, so he's come out. So Ross is going to have to respond this lap, because otherwise Switchback's going to get a nice little boost on him, I think.
Blue flag for a second time. It's been
Not the best. But I mean, Ross has only been on those mediums for 9 laps, but unless he's going to try and go mediums and then go softs at the end. I know he will do, because he started on mediums, didn't he? Oh, this is going to be,
I guess so.
This is going to be very intriguing towards the end, I think. Who do you think is going to win this, Ron?
Maybe based on the strategy, Ross is going to win it, I guess.
You think?
He is in advantage now. Switchback. Pitted for his second time already, so that's 16 lap on the mediums. It's gonna cost them a lot of time.
Donzo's in. So Donzo's going to go into the mediums. He's responded to switch back, I think. So Lee's currently up in P2. Jamie down in 10th. Interesting decisions throughout the grid. Yeah, Jesper saying sorry, his controller was broken. Yeah, unlucky, man.
Yeah, great mate.
Yeah, it looked like a difficult one, but fingers crossed it will get fixed for next week and whatnot, mate. Because we know you should be up towards the front, but switchback is getting quite close to unsafe release now. Jamie did get past Max.
I'll be happy with this.
No, he's going to want to get past as quickly as possible. I imagine he will down the straight.
Ross is pitting.
Ooh. Strange, I thought Ross started on the mediums.
Yeah, it's quite early. 10 laps. We've gone easily.
I'm going to have to check this. Oh, good move, switchback. Great move.
Yeah, Ross is going to be ahead quite. Yeah.
Oh no, we did start on the softs. Okay. That's well, we missed a lovely move from switchback on unsafe release into the final chicane, coming out by the Wall of Champions. He went in a little bit more narrow so we could get a better exit and just flew by.
Nice.
Lovely move. Now switchback on the back of Lee Cole, who's not going to make it easier for him if I know Lee, but he might have just had a good run coming out.
That's so difficult.
He does, yeah, he's done it. Good work. So switchback has lost. God, he's lost a lot of time. BLT's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, Lee's gone deep. Unsafe release on the back of him.
Oh, and here is BLT.
Yeah.
Spun it. Yeah, switchback is not gonna be happy with this. He lost nearly 4.5 seconds. So. Oh, but Ross gets another penalty.
Yeah, penalties will be a factor. Switchback just needs to bear in mind penalties, I think.
Does he has any yet?
I don't know. I've not seen any, but you never know.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, BLT's left the session. Mikey's picked up a 5-second penalty, unfortunately, but nevertheless, I feel like he should still maybe get some points tonight. So fingers crossed. Max has done the exact same thing.
Yeah. Well, Max will be craving for his first one in FTRL.
Yeah.
Last season he always ended up 12th or 11th, so.
Well, let's hope he can get it. He's not in a bad position tonight, so those in front of him are going to have to pit again. So fingers crossed he does. Lee and unsafe release are really battling at the moment. Now I do really want to see the penalties, but equally I don't want to ruin it. So let's wait and see what happens at the end. Unsafe release pulls out, coming down the main straight. Falls back in front. Oh, and he's jumped him going into the pits. Oh.
Second penalty for unsafe release.
Yeah.
So people are getting up.
Yeah. I think it's because it's the first race of the season and everybody's very excited and want to do well, don't they? So it's
he lost some time. Like it looked like unsafe release. His team was freezing up. Oh no, he was serving that 5-second penalty probably.
Ah, of course he was, yes. So Lee has a bit of breathing space now. But Lee has come out the pits and he is in front of Jamie on fresh tyres. Agent Panda in front, so Lee is at the moment in P5. Net P5. Let's just hope he gets past Agent Panda as quickly as possible, but as sensibly as possible as well. Zom and Blue Flag battling down in P12 and 13. Oh, Lee's gone deep, but He should have a good run coming out the hairpin. Yeah, this will be a move. Quite quickly, I imagine. Now Lee just needs to make sure he gets past Agent Panda now. I don't know whether he's going to, you know. Oh dear.
Just a matter of who is gonna stick his car and who is gonna brake early.
What on earth? TRS is third. Out of absolutely nowhere. Has he got a pit again?
Yeah.
Oh, I've just seen Peteman ask me the same question.
Oh yeah, but
yeah, he's going to have to pit again. He's going to have to go onto the softs at some stage. Yeah, that's a shame. Well, Max is currently holding on to that final point scoring position, Rom.
Yeah, well, I think he's got 2 penalties in the last 2 laps, so 3 laps. So I don't know how. Blue flag has over 10-second penalty as well. So.
Yeah, a lot of people have got those penalties, haven't they?
Interesting.
Yeah, Zombie's having a tough time tonight, as is AJ, but they're still going. Good on them. Oh, Jamie and Lee Cole going at it, really going at it. I do want to go down to that battle between Zom and Blue Flag, but at the moment I can't leave this one side by side into turn 1. Jamie just gets ahead of Lee. Good move. But yeah, Ross has played this very well, hasn't he? 5-second gap. The only thing that might come into account is penalties. Anything you can see on the grid, mate?
Well, except for the battle between Zom just passed. Oh no. What happened there? There was a lot of movement. There's a little three-man's ring or tent.
Mikey's got another penalty. Maybe a bit of nerves, possibly. Well, Lee is sticking with Jamie, who is closing in a little bit on Donzo. But I think Donzo might be safe.
Yeah, 7 seconds and 10 laps as well.
Well, 10 laps to go. So in about 12 or 13 minutes time we will find out the first podium of the season, and I imagine it's probably, oh god, I can't pick because I know that penalties are a thing. Lee's got quite a few penalties tonight. We're going to see Lee. I mean, thankfully Mikey's quite far behind, so
Jamie has already 2 penalties as well. Yeah, I think it might be as it is now. Ross.
Oh, Lee! Oh, he saved that.
That's the most difficult about a car. If you go too narrow, you kind of get like a swing.
Yeah.
And Czech was a victim of that yesterday.
Yeah, definitely was.
Yeah, I think the podium is going to be as it stands now. Maybe Ross will switchback, I don't know, on the penalties.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm thinking. I think switchback might get this on penalties from what I've seen. I could be wrong, but I mean, Ross has got to go another 10 laps without getting a penalty, and switchback looks to be in a good rhythm, so I don't know at the moment. Let's go down to Agent Panda and Max. Agent Panda's got past. Picks up another penalty for his troubles. Max has had a poor run though. Blue Flag's really closing in.
It's almost a 4-man battle for Peter. Danger Planet got a tire of matches. So.
Well, TRS has got a pit, I imagine it should probably be at the end of the next lap, maybe. End of lap 28.
Oh, he's gone in now.
Oh, he's gone in now. Yeah, I thought he was going to be soon. I saw Donzo was getting very close to him. So anybody that thinks I might be missing anything in terms of gaps, I'm not. I'm just trying to stay with the closest battle on track. Oh, Max has ploughed into the wall.
Oh.
Into the hairpin, so he's lost the front left side of his wing. So that is probably going to be a chance of points over today. Is he going to pit? Is he going to dive in? No, he's going to carry on. Yeah, penalty as well. It's going to be a problem for him now. Switchback has lost nearly another second to Ross. Zonman blue flag looking close.
If he keeps it below the 6-second gap, he might hold it off. I don't know. I think Ross has 2 penalties. Not sure. So.
TRS on fresh softs has come out in P7.
Max on a move on Agent Panda. Only on the inside.
Trying to hold it. Agent Panda having to go off. Going to stay on board with blue flag and watch this battle in front, I think. I know he's got Zon behind him. Oh, blue flag. Agent Panda pulls out side by side. Agent Panda's got it done. Blue flag might get him here as well. Oh. That was strange.
Okay, just went into each other.
That was weird, wasn't it?
I think it's gonna be a lot of switching positions between these 4 guys in the next couple of laps.
Yeah, TRS is absolutely flying at the moment. He's already taken a second and a half out of unsafe release since he's come out of the pits. So I imagine that we're going to see him close up quite quickly. He might even catch up to him and to Lee, and possibly even Jamie. Depends on how good his final stint is. Now these two in front, Max and Agent Panda, are really going at it. Max seems to have really good pace, and then he'll go into like a corner, maybe very slowly or very sort of almost like he's quite scared of making a mistake, and it kind of ruins his flow, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That was the issue when I had him up first races as well. Just
yeah.
Being afraid of making that mistake.
Yeah. Well, Zom at the moment is staying with blue flag. Blue flag into the world champions. Lost his wing. Yeah, he's not going to be happy tonight, is blue flag. I mean, it. Yeah, I imagine we're going to see Zom make a move as well at some point soon. Blue flag's a strange one sometimes in terms of the. I mean, he's got so much ability and so much pace on so many racing games and whatnot. But sometimes it's maybe just the pressure of expecting to win or the want to win so much that it maybe overdrives sometimes. So it's I really hope he puts together a little run of form at some point, because he's definitely probably one of the quickest guys in this division. So it's strange to see him down in P11.
Yeah, it's like you say, it's maybe that mental battle with himself.
Yeah, 100%. We have a Max fan in the stream chat. I'm not going to try and say that name, but welcome. So he said, "Get him, Max." So
maybe I can say.
I mean, it just seems like it says Sarsipius, but that's probably wrong.
Oh yeah, thought it was a Belgian movie.
Agent Pan is maybe pulling away a little bit now. I think it's just the wing damage which is causing Max the problem.
Yeah.
But we're going to go. Blue flag's done no practice, so won't have touched the game in a few weeks. Yeah, I know that feeling. It happened with me last night. Oh, switch back. 3 second time penalty. that could be race over. I'm pretty sure it's his only one, but unless Ross picks up another one.
Very interesting.
Unsafe and Lee are getting very close, but Lee's definitely going to lose out, probably to Unsafe and to TRS on penalties. TRS is only 4.5 seconds behind now.
Yeah, but his tires are going to wear now, so I think a close gap, 3.5 maybe, but that's gonna be it.
Well, I mean, if he can get it down to... Oh, Ross, another penalty. Oh, here we go.
A lot of...
Oh, Max has got past Agent Panda.
Yeah.
Missed it.
No, 3-second penalty for Agent Panda as well. The four-man battle is back on. Oh, unsafe release got Lee as well. On the back straight.
Yeah, I think... Oh, Lee's had a good run. Could go back at him here. And the number 59 Renault car towards the inside of turn 1 decides to pull out. Jamie's just in front of these guys as well, so he's under threat. Switchback needs to maybe... I mean, I could be wrong here. He might not. Might not be a case of 6 seconds the difference on penalties, but I mean, Switchback, if he is, he needs to find just under half a second in 3.5 laps, which we know he can do, but it's a case of doing it.
Yeah. Especially those 14 old lap.
Oh, Lee.
Are gonna help him.
Yeah, Lee's got another penalty. Oh, he's hit the back of unsafe release. Lee's lost half of his wing. Going into the hairpin.
What happened to Jamie?
Oh, unsafe release and Jamie. I'm going to go on board with Lee and watch this unfold, but unsafe release has got the move done. Oh, Lee's, yeah, struggling with that wing. Zom's picked up another penalty. While Max at the moment is managing to hold on to P9. Penalties may be a factor.
Blue flag and pen are battling now, so we'll take advantage of that moment. Not quite enough.
Well, unfortunately for everybody, I'm going to take a look because I need to know what's going on. So Ross has 3 penalties, Switchback has 1. 6 seconds. So Switchback needs to find 1.2 seconds for the race win. Let's go down to his telemetry. He hasn't got much ERS, but he has got DRS at the moment. Yeah, Ross. This is definitely going to be helping him, it must be said. Jamie could go back at TRS now. Oh, side by side into the corner. Oh, a bit of wheel banging. Jamie's forced to cut the shot. Oh, he's hit straight into the wall.
What a change for Jamie.
Interesting.
Yeah, I lost his
Yeah, that's a red front wing as well, isn't it? Yeah, he's going to lose loads of time. Switchback down to 9/10. He has to push. Oh, Jamie's cut the corner. TRS is on the back of him now, as I thought might happen. TRS is maybe going to go through. Oh, Jamie's spun him. Yeah. TRS went spinning around.
Battle 9 is still going on as well.
Blue flag is pestering Max now. Just 2 tenths the difference. Oh, Switchback has got to find 6/10 of a second. They're on the final lap. Ross has got a completely full battery. He's on hot lap.
TLS got 3-second penalty as well.
Yeah, he's 6/10. He's got to find 6/10 in half a lap. Half a second. Could it happen?
Hairpin in the last game, very good.
Oh, he's probably just going to miss out on this unless Ross has a moment or goes very slowly through the final chicane, which he doesn't do too much. I mean, he's weaving. Switchback very slow at the final chicane. He's going to lose out by just under half a second. Yeah, there we go. But Ross takes the win in very, very good style. Switchback comes home in P2. And Donzo...
Let's go, Donzo.
Yeah, this could be Donzo's first podium in Formula 1. I could be wrong. But I mean, he's weaving, he's happy. He's a happy Donzo. Unsafe release. He's going to come home in P4. Lee Cole is P5 on track. But is TRS going to get him back?
Not sure yet. Just 3 seconds.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Lee Cole P6, Mikey P7, Jamie down in P8. Now Max, it is the big question, is Max going to hold on to a point scoring position in FTRL? Let's wait and see. Cuts the final corner, blue flag's got an excellent run on him. Oh, he's at the back of him.
Oh. Got him in a way.
He's run out of fuel, I think.
Oh,
Max.
He jumped to 11. Oh, he's going to be so angry now.
He's going to be so upset. Blue flag got him on the line.
Oh.
Excellent battles all the way through. Very, very good race.
Quite a fun race to watch.
There we go. Ross holds the trophy aloft after a very, very good, intriguing battle in some ways with Switchback, who comes home in second, and Donzo P3. Yeah, final classifications on screen there. The only person to not get a penalty in that race was AJ, so credit to him. And then we had the retirements with BLT, Goy Karp, Jesper and Sam T, which seems like forever ago, but we'll get these guys in for a quick podium interview. You happy to ask some questions, Ron?
Yeah.
Perfect. You'll be interviewing Switchback, and I'll have a chat with Ross and with Donzo. So just a couple of questions each. The stream won't be able to hear you at the moment, mate. But Switchback, and where is Ross? There is Ross. Okay. So we'll just wait for these guys to come into the party. We'll have a quick chat with them all.
Who are you going to put on as the driver of today?
Oh, I think, I mean, it's difficult. If you can't really look past the guys that were on the podium. I mean, I'm really pleased for Donzo that he's got his first podium. But then you can't look past Unsafe Release and TRS, both moved up 10 places each. So I'm undecided at the moment, mate, I must say. But right, let's load back in. Let's give the guys a chance to jump into the party and take a breather before we ask some questions. So okay, so we'll come to the race winner. First of all, congratulations to you, Ross, mate.
Thank you.
Cool. Obviously moving down to what is Division 2 now, I suppose. I know you spent your time in FTRL at the moment in the top division. Was you confident dropping down that you could maybe be in this position quite frequently?
I wasn't really, but I was pretty confident because Canada's like one of my favourite tracks. So
yeah,
it was
good
just
man.
a track that I'm pretty good at, and that's really all I felt confident about, to be honest. I didn't think I was going to win it. But, yeah.
How was the qualifying for you? Because obviously you got pole position. Was that one thing that you was really looking to do tonight, or was it a bit of a surprise?
No, I was gonna start in the mediums, but I kind of went track position instead, and so I just thought I'd go into soft, and I didn't really expect to get it, to be honest.
No, exactly. Well, nevertheless, it's a couple of bonus points for you at the start. But then just moving on to the race, it seemed like quite a straightforward one. You had a really good run at the start for the first few laps, and then Switchback seemed to catch up to you quite quickly. Did you have a bit of a moment somewhere, or did you just try and save a bit of battery? What happened?
Just soft tyres.
Was it?
Lost all grip, and tyre wear was really bad on the softs.
Yeah.
I knew I had to get away at the start because I knew they'd be fighting, but I just lost it when wear got a bit too much.
Well, obviously then sort of moving in through the race towards the end, we were keeping an eye on the penalty system because Switchback didn't have a penalty. I think it was lap 31 he got the penalty out of 35. I'm sure we'll hear all about that in a minute. But I mean, was you conscious that he didn't have any penalties behind you, or?
Yeah, every time I checked there was no penalties, so I just kept pushing, and when I think I checked like 2 laps before the end and seen he had a penalty, so I kind of just tried to relax a bit and not hit the wall.
Well, we thought it was going to be game over when he got his penalty, but then you picked up another one, didn't you, towards the end?
Yeah,
so then
9 seconds.
I think it towards the end of the race, I think at the start of lap 35 he was about 1.1 behind you, and it was going down the whole lap.
I seen it going down.
Was that just you just trying to bring the car home maybe and just going a little bit softer through the lap, or?
My tyre wear again was at like 65%, so
right, okay.
I was struggling a bit, and I was just trying to turn everything up so I could try to keep it.
Perfect. Well, nevertheless, mate, amazing job today. Congratulations, pole on the win. You've made yourself an early season favourite now, so pressure's on. One last question. Abu Dhabi next week. A bit of a strange one to have in a second race of the season, but how's your pace around there normally?
I've never raced that track in a league before.
Oh, good luck, my friend. Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not looking good.
I can tell you from personal experience, you will want to be headbutting a wall by the time you're finished.
Yeah,
But no, nevertheless, well done, mate, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Right, Rom, do you want to have a chat with Switchback?
Yeah, well, moving on Switchback. Then, first of all, good race, mate.
Cheers.
Seemed to have very good pace. Was keeping up with Ross until your second stop, I guess. Then lost quite a lot of time. Tell me more about the race. How you felt about it?
Well, qualifying. I don't know if you saw my qualifying, but I had a bit of a. I went out for 3 laps. First lap, came out the pits and I kind of forgot to brake and got front wing damage. Then had to pit, so didn't have first lap. Got a second lap in. My third lap coming round to try and get a good exit of the final just before the Wall of Champions, and invalidated. So I got 1 lap for qualifying, which thankfully put me on the front row. I had a decent pace. My first lap wasn't great, but then after that I was catching, and I thought I might as well go for the undercut, and it worked, and I got out ahead. And I think I was starting to kind of extend the gap a little bit, and then it was end of sector 1, the fast from right left. I don't like that at all. So I tapped that wall, I don't know how many times, but I got wing damage and had to come in very early. So I mean, I had the pace to be up there, but I struggled in that second stint. But the last stint was fine. I was gutted I got a penalty. I didn't even have a warning until lap 28. And then got 3 warnings and right at the end and got a penalty, which was I really annoyed about. But I didn't have any tyres left at the end, but I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. And I saw it was coming down, and then I went for it in the final corner as well. But yeah, I mean, GG to him, he managed to keep me behind, and he didn't fluster at all. He just kept the gap at exactly the same, so he deserved that.
Yeah, well, it was very close until the last corner. Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
Closing up on the last lap was thrilling. What do you think about Canada, and how do you see? What do you guess will end up in the championship?
I don't want to be too optimistic, but But my number one aim is to win a race. I have finished second, I think, 6 times now.
Good one. Sorry.
Go away, you. I just have an inability to win a race. I end up bottling it. I don't know how many times I've finished second. I think it's 6 or 7. But if I win a race, then I'm happy. That is my number one aim. But we'll just keep getting podiums, as many as possible, and see where I end up at the end of the season.
Okay, and what about next week, Abu Dhabi? You feeling good on the track?
It's one of those tracks. It's a bit of an odd one. It's not a particularly nice track to drive. I don't actually seem to have very bad pace around there, but it's one of those that, as much as I have good pace, it's not a very enjoyable one. It's a bit like Russia. It's a bit like a supermarket. It's just car park. It's like right, lefts, 90-degree angles. It's not very exciting to drive, but we'll see how it goes.
There's not really a flow into the circuit.
No, I'm not at all. Cheers for doing comms, by the way, so.
Well, no problem, mate. It was very fun watching the race. So yeah, great race tonight, mate. I hope you keep up the consistency, and I hope you have that win this season.
I just want to put in as well that it was a Scottish one too, so yeah, just bear that in mind.
Yeah, I'll be changing that soon, mate. I'm gonna bring back Dutch. But yeah, good job, Zach. Really good job, mate. Right, I am over the moon to be announcing our final podium sitter. The Donzo. Finally, it's happened, mate.
Hello, mate. Yes, it's finally happened. I can quit now.
Yeah,
my aim for the season was to perhaps have a podium. So, see you later, guys.
Yeah,
no, I'm quite happy.
Yeah, very pleased, mate. Well, I mean, obviously it was off the back of last season. You was kind of always flirting with the bottom end of the points of F2. Yeah. So we obviously always knew that you had that pace. It was just that maybe those guys ahead were just that little bit too quick at times, I think, or maybe just that little bit more consistent. But obviously you're in what is now Division 2. With a mix of some of those guys that were maybe more around you in F2, plus some of the guys from F3. Was you expecting coming into this week? I mean, obviously, I know you probably was expecting to be a bit further up, but was you expecting a podium? Was that realistically a thing?
Not at all, not really, no. I've talked to TRS on the chat earlier, and we were both probably saying top 5th to 10th would be happy. So to finish third is just ridiculous. I'm very happy. I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean,
TRS went from 15th to 5th. That's incredible. He's got a great strategy going on there. So
yeah, I was just about to say that you had a really strong showing, the two of you. I think the concept of people picking their own teammates for once this season, something that we haven't really normally done, but it seems to have given people a little bit more drive because they may be racing with a mate, somebody that deep down they kind of want to beat, but equally they want to do well with as a team. Obviously, in TRS and the fact that you're probably in a party together, was you both kind of pinching yourselves at times, maybe thinking to yourself, "This is going extremely well"?
Yeah, we were. I think there were moments of silence where perhaps we both couldn't believe it. But of course, I mean, his different strategy meant we were going to pit differently, which was great. So we weren't going to cause each other any bother. But he's got it made. What he's doing is he's getting him up the field really quick. But I think he could qualify faster, obviously. But I think we'll carry on. It's good. Yeah, we were quite shocked.
Yeah, well, just obviously going into qualifying then, it was obviously an all dry session, so Canada's a bit of a strange one considering that a lot of people can invalidate, especially in that final corner where people obviously trying to push a lot. But then obviously you found yourself, you did qualify P3, well I think it was P4, but Goy obviously got the 5-second penalty, so you found yourself in P3. When you found yourself in that position, what was you kind of thinking to yourself at the start of the race? Was it a case of try not to go too far back, if you like, or to try and hold position or push for the win? What was your kind of mindset, mate?
Yeah, it was a bit mixed, really. I thought, just hold on, don't lose too many positions. Jamie came up the right-hand inside, and I thought he went into it a bit quick, and I thought, well, I'll just let him go, don't get involved, just keep clean, keep it steady for the first lap. And I stayed in 4th happily. I thought, well, I'm all right, I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
And I think it was just all about keeping it steady, and it worked.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, and then just in terms of going through the rest of the race, it seemed I don't know. It was a bit unpredictable in terms of how it was going to finish up, because Jamie looked to be, in a good position to maybe go on and challenge the two at the top, and then he pulled a really strange strategy call. It was a bit of a weird one. He kind of went from softs to hards, and then he was only on them for a little while. Then he went on to mediums. So that kind of then gifted you the opportunity, not even so much gifted you the position, but gifted you the opportunity to pull away and create your own result, if you like.
Yeah, I thought he went in really early. I think it was lap 5 or something.
Yeah.
I thought, what's going on? And I kept thinking, perhaps I should do something about that. Perhaps I need to pit. But I you just take it when it's given. So yeah, I just made the most of the position.
Well, I mean, the only thing I'll say to you tonight, mate, is you've beaten a former F3 champion. You've beaten a former what was Division 2 champion in the past. So you've definitely put yourself in the mix with a few of the guys tonight. So, do you have any particular ambitions for the season? Is it?
Well, now it's all about winning it, isn't it?
Love it, Don.
No, I don't think so. I mean, look at how far these guys ahead of me were at the end. But look, if I can get a few podiums this year, that's fine, absolutely fine. So we'll think about race wins another season. I'm not even in any contention for that just yet.
Well, stranger things have happened, mate.
Yeah,
we saw Goy and Agent Panda get a podium together last season.
Yeah,
these things.
Yeah, of course.
But no, nevertheless, mate. One final question for you. Then, obviously, we've got Abu Dhabi next week. The fortune's going to continue there, or is that a bit of a bogey one for you?
I don't mind it. It's a decent track. And it is awkward. It's strange. There isn't any flow. I get that, but it's all right. I don't mind it at all. I like it. It just can catch you out. You can lose a lot of time.
Yes.
But
I think especially with like the changes in sort of parts of the track, you kind of go uphill after a chicane and whatever else. There's no sort of, it's not a very flat circuit, is it? So that can catch people out, I think, sometimes. Yeah. But well, no, nevertheless, mate, I'm over the moon for you, and I'm really pleased. Yeah, I'm really pleased to be speaking to you, mate. So congratulations to everybody on the podium tonight. Thank you very much to Ron for joining me this evening. I hope our voices weren't too unbearable for you all. But yes, thank you very much. Next week we are at Abu Dhabi, so we have got the Tuesday, which is our Division 1, Wednesday is obviously our Division 2, and we will see you for round number 2 of Season 12 next week. Thank you all very much for watching, and good night.